Hey, greetings and salutations to you people of the interwebs. So today we're going to be doing a quick unboxing and first impressions of these guys. This is the Transformers Legacy Wreck and Rule Collection Spindle with Comic Universe Impactor. People who are familiar with this channel will know I have spoken at length for my love Impactor, and that's not going to stop me speaking about it now. This guy, back when I was a child, and we had the Transformers comic books coming out from Marvel UK, and it introduced this character for just the shortest amount of time, and he sacrificed himself to save Zaron. Emirate Zaron. And then it wasn't that big. There was a zombie arc where there was zombie Transformers, which was, need more of. And he managed to wrestle the control of being a zombie and enough that he could sacrifice himself again to save the day. So he was a hero. He was a hero, and there was never a toy of him. And there was people at school who would be like, yeah, I've got an Impactor figure, yeah. And be like, oh, can you bring it in next time we have like a play day or whatever they have at school? Be like, oh no, my parents told me because it's so rare I can't take that one into school. It's like, it was a thing of myth. People had seen him on the shelves if they had a holiday in America or Japan, but it wasn't real because back then in the UK there were a lot of Transformers that never came out in the UK. So, to say that this other figure was also part of that was quite reasonable to, for us to believe. Because, we'd never seen a Swoop, and Swoop was definitely a figure. So, here we go. We're going to, this artwork is just trippy as shit. I mean, look at that. It's just got little bits of Kirby crackle coming off them, just this acid splash of a colour wash. Again, it's kind of like maybe not quite as effective because it matches the colour scheme of both the Spindle and the Impactor. Obviously are in matching uniform, but also the background is also, they've got that purples and yellows going on, so you might lose them. I think some of the other figures might stand out a little bit more, but it still looks cool as shit, man. They really are kind of. But what I would say, if anyone in the Transformers team is watching this, yeah, right. When you watch like the live reveals and stuff with the G.I. Joe team, they always credit the box artists. But I can't recall the Transformers team ever crediting the artists, so I think fix it. Here we go. So we've got some stuff coming out here. Got to be careful because they like to put stuff in little bits of wrapped up paper bag nowadays. So there you go, wrapped up paper bag. What do we have here? Alongside him, we've got a couple. Is it just one sheet of instructions for a lot of them, maybe? And part of this is what this figure's coming with. It's coming with a builder hammer, but it's cardboard. So this is part of the Wrecker's hammer that you can make out of cardboard if you collect them all. I'm not collecting them all. I've just got an Impactor because I'm a sucker for Impactor. Here he is in the packaging with his mate Spindle, who is a new character. He's a remold of Paleotrax, so I don't have much to say about Spindle really, other than I do like a Spinosaurus. So yeah, we've got some paper that is securing the accessories. Let's put him out. So we've actually, on this, because it is a cardboard box but not open, so it has paper twisty ties. it's yeah, decisions. What twisty ties and what cardboard you can mix together. Must keep them awake at night at Hasbro, having these discussions. Just came through from corporate. We gotta put the plastic tags on this one. Okay. So let's see. So there's this guy. There's the other half of him. I don't think we're gonna focus too much on this guy, but he's here. There you go. So we have him. Yeah, it doesn't. It's a remold of Palotrex. It feels like there's some mold degradation going on there, but it is what it is. And we get out accessories. So we have the blaster. Gun there. Peg these arms like that. That's just. He feels a little bit looser than the rest of them. It's got his harpoon. It's actually, there's painted silver on it. So we do the thing where we flip the hand round and we stick the harpoon in the peg hole. And he's got this, which is part of his shoulder cannon, which is different to the others. So we just need to flip his toes out. And there we have Impactor in his robot mode. It's excellent. It's got that pretty much that first appearance head sculpt on it, which I've not done my research to go, yeah, this is the artist. They did it. One just after saying, oh yeah, you should credit your artist. They're just kind of, having a brain fart and drawing a bubble on that. I'm sure one of you guys who's got less brain farts than me can put a comment below and saying which artist first drew Impactor. Was it Jeff Senior? I've got a feeling that I think it is, but I've always thought it was, but I don't think it actually is. So yeah, I could be wrong. I often am. That's the beauty of here. You know, I know some of you watching these videos, you like to get a kick out of correcting the person doing the video. So there you go. Crack on, my crazy diamonds. But the head sculpt looks great. Just brilliant. We'll get some comparisons going, really, because I think that's what we want to see. You want to see him with. So here he is with the Impactor that. Did this Impactor? This is an Impactor. He's not the Netflix Impactor. He's not the multi-pack Impactor, or it's not the pack that came with Mirage and one of the weaponizers. So I'm trying to think. Did this guy have an individual release in his Autobot mode with this different head sculpt? I don't know, but you could see that both the purple is a different shade, very different shade, and this guy skews more orange in his plastic. They've painted his head yellow, but this guy is more of a goldy yellow throughout. And you can see the blasters change shape there. Also, there's a very different head sculpts. So hope we can appreciate that you know how much work they've done, and with a chest as well. This guy looks got more of a kind of like, hey, yeah, I could imagine that he turns into some kind of vehicle, whereas this guy, he's got, you know, the big square nips. He's got oblong nips. It's, you know, it's nips all around. I'm sure they're not posable though, Dave. So I know that's a minus point for you. Check out Retgar's posable nipples on YouTube. Don't Google search it. And we could also compare him with this guy. Now, this guy did come with the multi-pack with clear Mirage, and one of the weaponizers had a strange name, like Bertrand or something. Calidarax or something. You can see this guy's got, again, different shade, that same shade of purple. He's the same shade of purple and orange as the other guy, but he's got all the details painted on, like the hazard stripes. It's got a few more like bits of silver detail picked out compared to these other guys, and he's got the more IDW stylized head. So, you know, I feel justified in owning this many Impactors, because, like I say, is that character, is the white whale, is the Moby Dick of Transformers for me, because he was a character that felt like he should have a toy but never had a toy. So he was that elusive that he didn't exist, and now he exists in this mold. There's 4 of this mold. I don't have 4 of this mold. I just have 3 of this mold. I'm an amateur, but so good. And for some reason, this guy is a Decepticon, even though this guy, when he was in the War for Cybertron Siege Netflix cartoon, was a Decepticon, but he's got an Autobot sign. So, thanks, Hasbro. Yeah, if you want to, I would be remiss of me, wouldn't it, not to bring out this guy. This is definitively my Impactor. See, that's more of a harpoon. That's not a harpoon. This is a harpoon, mate. So yeah, this is MMC's Spartan. This is like this is from the golden age of third-party figures, and he's just a big chunky figure. You know, this is more chugster piece, so he's not kind of. I suppose maybe Voyager figures were this size back then. Let's compare him to a current Voyager, because we know. Hey, we're getting the posable nipples here. Hey, come on, Redgar. Pull yourself together, man. So, yeah, I mean, Impactor is a deluxe, but he's not far off a Voyager. He's one of those kind of in-betweeny bots. Whereas, so that means by default he's not far off leader scale as well. So yeah, this guy is kind of built for your chug collection, but maybe he's a little bit too big. He's like chugster piece, so he could be a masterpiece, could be a chug. He's kind of designed to kind of tread that line in between. I'm saying it could be a leader class, but I mean, seriously, no. There he is with leader Galvatron. Here he is with a Voyager. So he's almost up there in a Voyager scale. We'll do usual size comparisons, the size companions, as we like to call them. So here he is with Deluxe Sideswipe from the Kingdom 2-pack with Bird Skywarp. And with the Marvel Legends figure, the dreaded Hood. Yeah, hang around with your 6-inch figures should you want. With your vintage G.I. Joe scale, here he is with the bird brainiest of accountants. It's Raptor. Raptor for the classified line, please. G.I. Joe classified. Raptor, that's what we want. And last, by no means least, it's your barista from another sister. It is Fisto from the Masters of the Universe, whatever it's called, line. Punching through, getting his way to the vape shop. So that's him. We get this guy. This is get Spindle. He's a weaponizer. He turns into a Spinosaurus, I believe. Oh, he's got a mushroom peg just come off. That's not one of the bits that's supposed to fall off. He's got his little sword, I guess that's what you call it here. He's got a head sculpt. He's got a head sculpt, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be buck teeth or a big chin. I quite like his eye visor though. It's quite a cool shape to it. So that can come off and be a weapon, I suppose. Comes apart. I'm not sure if that's I'm not sure if that's a remold of the chest piece that comes with Paleotrex, but the way they've painted it definitely makes it kind of stand out and look different. So the design of this guy is he comes apart and you stick him back together as a dinosaur, or you kind of use bits to fossilize your figures to make them more bony, which is I'm underselling it. It's actually a fun play pattern, and I think if I was a kid I'd be even more in love with it than I actually am now, and I am quite actually enamoured by the idea, to be honest with you. I know it definitely is something that as a child I know I would have loved, because I love it now in a way. So yeah, what we're going to do, this guy isn't a transformer, he's a fossilizer, so he kind of comes apart and you stick him back together again. As a dinosaur. So we're going to try and attempt to do that right now. Okay, leave all these. And if you think like this should go here and here, but does it and will it? That's the thing. I've got two Paleotraxes. I'm still going like, how do I do this guy? Let's see. We're looking at pictures here. We're not looking at instructions. It's not cheating. It's kind of cheating, but so it feels like this should connect here. I think what's throwing me is there's actually connecting. I think it's slightly different. I think it's slightly different. And there's actual tabs and pegs on this. And I'm sure Paleotrex just transforms by sticking the doodah up the what's-it. This guy. Right there. These are his knees. These. This here. Give me a second. There we go. Right, this goes here. So this needs to untab and go in here. This needs to tab in here. It's all about getting it in the right order. That's the rub here. You need to do these two together, otherwise you're in trouble. Like that. This is taking valuable time when we could be transforming Impactor into a tank, because I'm sure that is also going to go around. I used to be good at transforming figures, you know. I think lately I got a bit cocky and it's all gone downhill since then. So never get cocky, folks. That's the problem. I'm like, oh, yeah, I can transform everything, me. First to try out of the box, not looking at instructions, and now it's like even figures that I've owned before, different molds of. I'm like going, do it. How does that transform? It's like I'm losing that physical memory. What's it called? You know what I'm talking about. Perhaps you don't, but you know. Words. That's also. So this tab's in there and this tab's in here, but getting them both in at the same time while talking on camera is proving to be. That's it, because when you design these things, right, it makes sense that these tab in together, because you're at the same time, because you're designing it like maybe on a computer and not designing it actually in someone's hands. So there's that. Now we've got that sorted. We now have this bit. That. Does that also need to tab in at the same bloody time as the rest of it? Oh, Jesus, right. Spindle. It could be a relation. It could be a relation of Swindle. It could be like the dinosaur, the bone dinosaur equivalent of Swindle. It could be like the Wrecker's weapon dealer. That'd be a fun little characteristic for this little frustrating goofball. It's so much of a weapons dealer that he actually becomes weapons for them to wield. Hey, could write this down. Right, it's not going to be pretty. That's not aligned correctly, but that's what we're going for right now. Then these parts, leg. Leg. Tail. And this part here. Obviously goes right here or something. Right. Yeah, there you go. Oh, here's Spindle. Kind of. It is Spinosaurus fossil mode. Yay! Impactor. He's a transformer. He does transform. So we're going to take his harpoon off. We're going to take his gun off. We're going to fold these hands in. It does have some remolding here, so hopefully that's not going to affect us too much. Take this slide back, hold back his head, place that over. The arms fold in to the side. That's going to peg the gun. Pegs into that tab. His hand also moves around. That tabs into there. Let's tab that chest piece in. Let's turn his head around. Looks like we probably need to do that. There you go. That fits better. And then move that gun to the top there. So now we just have a walking tank. Yeah, walking tank. Fold those toes in. Move his feet to the side. Move these tank treads up. Move that to the side there. Break his ab crunch. Move these feet in, and then just kind of peg everything together here. See, that is what I'm talking about. That's a transformation. So none of this puzzle shit here. Just a great all-round tank mode. Stay clicked in there. I do quite like the extra bit of shielding we've got there. We should have had one of these maybe in the other mode, but there we go. Impactor, part of the Wreckers set. I highly recommend it. You know, I am a simp for Impactor. I know, but I think if you grew up with the 80s comic, while the UK comic, or you know, you got into it later in life, doesn't really matter. I'm not gatekeeping that kind of shit here. But if you like the character from the Marvel UK comics, if you like that character, this is the Impactor for you. I would say if you like Impactor from the IDW comics, this Spartan is the Impactor for you. If you can't come by it, then this one that came with the multi-pack. And if you like the Netflix cartoon, this guy, can't go wrong with him. And also probably the Netflix edition with the more grungy paint scheme might also be okay for you. But yeah, what I'm saying is, for a bizarre character from an 80s comic, side character who never existed as a toy, we have so many options for him now. There's also the repaint of Fall of Cybertron Bruticus, the Onslaught remold, the Onslaught into Impactor as well. Should have brought that down. I've got a really cool painted one from Damn You Hussies, and yeah, I've still got that. It's on a wall. It's on my wall, so it's kind of. I always see it more of a decoration now than an actual Transformer. So I think that's why I didn't bring him to the show today. Otherwise, I would have done. And I hope you've made it this far. You're a legend if you have, because I don't think I would have. Do the things. Click the things. Comment on the things. Press a button on this page. See what happens. But for now, we'll leave you these wise words and a fist bump. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. And because you deserve it, bestow! Bestow!